Have you ever looked back at one of your models that you built years ago and thought, if I did that again today, it would look a whole lot better? This video is going to be about one of those times with this. Hello, I'm Sean, and thank you for stopping by the garage. Today, I'm working on something not so new, but actually something I've done before. The Revell Big Boy Locomotive. Little story behind this one. I was actually, as I mentioned, I've done this before. This is the Revell Big Boy Locomotive that I built in 2021 when the channel was still very new. And this one actually has a story. This is a model kit that actually belonged to my dad. He died in 2016, and we were going through his stuff, and Logan found this model kit and said, hey, can we take it home and build it? And I was like, oh, geez, I don't know. I've built a lot of models, but at that time, I hadn't built any for 10, 15 years. Didn't have any supplies or anything, so I thought, well, all right, we'll give it a shot. So I went to Hobby Lobby, got the usual beginner kit of tester enamel little bottles, a cheap brush, and went to town. So this is all hand painted, and for, you know, not building a model for 10 or 15 plus years probably at that point, I was pretty proud of it back then. I was like, oh, this looks really good. Now that I've built quite a few and I've got better tools, you know, I've got an airbrush now and better brushes and paints I like better, all that sort of stuff, wider variety of colors of paint. I kind of, after I built the BR1 locomotive, I got looking at this one and I was cleaning it and I was like, man, I could see just kind of I can do better. So I wanted to see how much my skills have evolved in the past 4 years after I don't know how many builds and everything else. I found this on Amazon. It was actually only $25 shipped from the UK. The box is in like mint condition. It looks great. I don't know how old this kit really is, if this is one that's out of print or anything. I don't know. I didn't really do the research on that. But I thought when I found it, I'm like, I want to see kind of a before and after. Before, when I was just using a cheap brush and hand painting with one little kit of testers enamels, to this one with my full arsenal of paints and brushes and airbrushes and everything that I've got now. If this one will look significantly different from this one from 4 years earlier. So sit back, enjoy the build, and at the end, I'll do a comparison of kind of the before and after and see if I've done any better or not. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Take care. Enjoy the build. All right, let's get this build started. The second Big Boy, we'll call it the 2025 version, with a good old-fashioned unboxing. I'm not going to do a detailed unboxing. I'm just going to open it up and lay it out so we can see what it looks like brand new. Again, I got this one. I have no idea if these are still in or if this was old stock. I don't remember, don't know. Got it from Amazon, actually from the UK. I'm in Central Illinois in the USA. So, and it was only $25, $28 on eBay shipped. So that's a good price for any model, let alone a classic one like this. So let's open the box and see what it looks like. There's the instruction manual. Oh, everything's in one bag. All right. Okay. That was probably very noisy. Sorry about that. All right. Well, there's the tender. Not a lot of building. Ooh, it is kind of scuffed up though. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of work on that. I think primer will cover all that. So I might end up priming this whole thing. Oh, there's a lot of pieces that have fallen off the sprues. So it looks like everything is on 2 sprues. And then there's the molded body of the locomotive. Okay, looks good. And I guess this would be the bottom half. Some wheels, other pieces. I might be very careful not to lose the pieces that have popped off the sprue. And then over here, looks like you got the track section. Top of the tender, the firebox and controls, drivetrain pieces, and wheels are the highlights of everything in here. So as far as the build goes, doesn't look like it's going to be overly difficult, but the painting and then everything making it look good, that's where the work's going to come. Here's the instruction manual. Looks fairly original, kind of a newsprint material. This is different than the last time I did it, because that one was on bright white paper. This is like yellowed newsprint, not a problem. So I'm just putting everything together right there. A lot of details, little pieces and stuff. Got a color chart in the front, A, B, C, and D, and so forth. So let's see, the colors I'm going to need are going to be, looks like aluminum, matte black or flat black, stone gray, olive brown, steel, anthracite gray, fiery red, and brass. And got the new gallery markers. I might bust these out on this model as the first model I build with them, because I've got aluminum, steel, anthracite gray, brass, all in there under different names. So might try these out. All right. It's time to get building. Okay, and welcome back to the garage. I have the Big Boy project done. The one on top is the one I just completed. The one on bottom is the one that I completed it in early 2021, so 4 years ago. And I would say there's definitely a difference. A little bit of skill, but a lot has to do with the supplies that I have. So here's the original one that I made in 2021. It's straight, flat paint. It's got some weathering on it. Let me see from the top. So, and then the tender. Again, some weathering, straight, flat. The coal doesn't quite have much difference, anything like that. Build quality wise, I mean, it's the same kit, so it's built. But it's looking pretty. For the time that I did it, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I did this one, it was just tester's paint, a cheap tester's brush, and just put it together and painted it all by hand. I didn't have decal solvents, and I didn't know about glossing it and sealing it, so you know, it's not sealed or anything, so the decals have started to peel because they're old. Well, they were old anyway. But anyway, looking up here, the 2021 model or 2025 model, you can see a lot of difference. To get the finish, I used Mr. Hobby leveling thinner and Tester's semi-gloss black paint, and the silver. All of the silver on there is Tamiya titanium silver. Everything was put on with an airbrush except for a few hand-painted parts, such as the silver stripe in the middle. But this paint is much smoother. The decals look a whole lot better. They look painted almost. You can see the rivets coming through the N and the I on Union Pacific, and that's from using the Mr. Mark Setter and Mr. Mark Softer to get the decals to stick and lay flat. All that sort of stuff, where you can see the difference. In this decal, you can definitely see the clear where it's peeling away. You can see kind of where it got wet putting the decals on, again because I didn't know about glossing them and decal setting solution. The coal definitely has a different look because I used Tamiya's weathering colors, a little bit of white, a little bit of black, a little bit of rust, and just kept rubbing those in to get the depth of color in there. So that added a little bit of difference. Just the smoothness of the finish, though, is, you can really see the difference. There's airbrush with leveling thinner from Mr. Hobby. This is hand painted from Testers. It's definitely, the top one is definitely a blacker black. It's got a sheen to it. I glossed it with Vallejo glosses. I did 2 parts matte and 1 part gloss to kind of give a shinier matte finish on it. So it's got a sheen to it, but not quite a shine. It's almost shiny, but not quite. Let me take the back ends of both. I was able to get the decals on the new one. And then we get a shot of the front end of both. That's the 2021. And that's the 2025. Okay. So definitely a difference as you look at them. I like them both. They both are just testaments to just different techniques. You know, the hand painting you can see a little bit of the detail in it from being hand painted, where the top one was airbrushed with leveling thinner, so it looks more, I guess, realistic. I don't know what the word is. It's a blacker black. It's got a sheen to it. Much more detail, much more depth. But there you go. The experiments to see what it would look like if I did the same model, I guess 4 years apart. 4 years ago I was just getting back into the hobby from many years away, and now I've been doing it pretty regularly for 4 years. So you can really just kind of see the difference. Both are great, but there you go. Well, thank you for stopping by the garage, and take care.